For months now, Ukrainians have had to endure incessant rocket and drone attacks on their cities in an increasingly vicious and desperate attempt by Putin to break public support for the war. The battle for the town of Bakhmut in Ukraine's eastern Donbas region has been the longest and bloodiest of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The commander of the Ukrainian ground forces said on Sunday he had visited frontline positions near the besieged eastern city of Bakhmut, where he thanked troops defending the area. In a Telegram post, Colonel General Oleksandr Syrsky also said Ukrainian troops were continuing to advance along the sides of the destroyed city. The assault on the largely leveled city was led by troops from Wagner's mercenary group, whose leader Yevgeny Prigozhin said earlier in the day that his forces had finally pushed the Ukrainians out of the last built-up area in the city. A video shows the 10th Edelweiss Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces repelling a massive barrage supported by Russian occupying artillery on their positions in the Bakhmut direction. The unit's press service announced this on its own page on the social network Facebook, publishing a related video edited from the footage taken by the unmanned aerial vehicle. Their carriers corrected our artillery fire and was very successful. 3 of the 4 infantry fighting vehicles the enemy had fled were destroyed, the 4th damaged. This is a full BMP platoon. Thus, the enemy's attack aircraft did not reach our positions. Many of them must have died, but the number is unknown. Fighting continues in Bakhmut. Ukraine's armed forces said in their morning update after Russia claimed to have completed the liberation of the eastern city over the weekend. Confusion reigned as Ukrainian officials rejected the claim. It is impossible to verify conflicting statements about the destroyed city, which is considered to be symbolically important as a measure of which side had the resilience to win in the war as a whole. The last few urban blocks in eastern Bakhmut that the Wagner Group claims to have captured are not tactically or operationally significant, the Institute for the Study of War said in their latest assessment. In a recent video showing the 28th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroying a column of Russian invaders, at least 10 units of enemy equipment are now dotting the fields of the Donetsk region. On a field road near a forest path, a car was first handed out, and soon 2 more cars damaged by explosions stood beside it. Later, the BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles stopped one by one. Their crew understood from afar that it was an artillery ambush, stopped and tried to turn back, but the fire shifted and covered them. Then a truck with ammunition arrived at the shelling zone and was also damaged. At the end of the video, several other damaged cars are seen scattered along a forest path. Russian troops have lost a total of 3,258 artillery systems and 7,398 armored personnel carriers since the outbreak of full-scale war in February 2022. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Forces said in a social media post on Sunday. 5 armored personnel carriers were taken out of action along with 19 artillery systems during a previous 24-hour period, said the Ukrainian General Staff. Artillery is vital to both sides in the ongoing war, with the Center for Strategic and International Studies calling the conflict an artillery war in January. In April, the Institute for the Study of War think tank said Russia was heavily dependent on artillery to offset major deficiencies among its troops. Also on Sunday, the General Staff said Russian forces had launched 7 missile strikes and 70 airstrikes on Saturday, causing an unspecified number of civilian casualties. Russia has restarted long-range missile strikes into Ukraine since early May, Britain's Ministry of Defense said on Sunday. These strikes were likely carried out to affect Ukraine's air defenses, the ministry said in an update posted to Twitter. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on 22 May that Russia had lost 203,880 soldiers in Ukraine since the start of its full-scale invasion, with an estimated 720 casualties as of 21 May. Wagner Group mercenaries have likely secured Bakhmut's western administrative borders, but at the cost of their ability for future military action. Ukraine's hold over the city has been reduced to an insignificant section of southwest Bakhmut, in the vicinity of Highway T-0504. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces took the initiative on the outskirts of the city, and their advance threatened Wagner's forces with an encirclement. Neither Yevgeny Prigozhin, the founder of the Wagner Group, nor the Kremlin tried to use the success at Bakhmut for propaganda purposes. While Prigozhin tried to claim it was solely an achievement of his army, Russian state propaganda presented it as the opening step towards Sloviansk, Kramatorsk, and Dnipro. Wagner's own forces were reported to have been severely depleted by the long fighting of attrition, and unlikely to continue any military action in their current state. 10 months after the Russian offensive on the once thriving city in Donetsk Oblast began, Bakhmut was effectively occupied by Russian troops. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian Air Force reported that Ukrainian air defenses shot down 20 Russian drones and 4 cruise missiles. The air defenses intercepted 15 drones and 4 cruise missiles over the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, according to Governor Serhiy Lysak. Russian troops shelled Kherson Oblast 57 times, attacking with heavy artillery, rockets, tanks, airplanes, and drones, Governor Oleksandr Prokudin reported. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russian troops did not occupy the besieged city of Bakhmut, casting doubt on Moscow's insistence that the eastern Ukrainian city had fallen. His comments followed a video posted on Telegram in which Wagner Group chairman Yevgeny Prigozhin said the city was under full Russian control around noon on Saturday.